Thanks for your time tonight.
Very good to be with you, Brian. Good evening.
You work for the federal government.
I do in public relations, Brian, yes.
You issue a lot of press releases?
We do, yes. These days, ministers like to know the effect of their announcements prior to making the announcements. Yeah.
So how do you account for Joe Hockey?
Yeah, well, there are always exceptions, aren't there, Brian?
Well, you'd have a lot of exceptions.
We do.
at
We're
the moment,
knee-deep in
wouldn't you?
exceptions. The current government's made up largely of exceptions.
Do you advise the government on actual matters of policy?
We do if we think there's an issue with the efficacy of a policy at all, Brian. We've got to sell it. We would say that.
What
yes.
sort of work are you doing at the moment?
We've got a fair bit on at the moment, Brian. We're currently trying to find a link between terrorism and renewable energy. We're doing a lot of research into farmers.
What sort of research into farmers?
Well, apparently there are farmers, Brian. We want to know who they are. We want to know who's funding them. We want a full inquiry into their organisation.
What, the National Farmers Federation?
That's the one. We want to know who's running it. We want to know who's funding it.
Hang on, why would you want an inquiry into the NFF?
I'll tell you why, Brian, because we have wondered for some time who is trying to white ant the arrangements that we've very carefully put in place for foreign mining companies to come here and dig a dirty, great, very attractive hole in the land.
So
Brian.
you're suggesting it's farmers?
Brian, I think a lot of these farmers are going to have
Well,
to
you
have
are
a bit of a look
suggesting
at
this.
themselves and work out whose side they're on. Whose side are these people on?
OK, so whereabouts are these farmers?
Well, they're everywhere, Brian. You can't move for farmers in certain parts of this country.
You're talking about Liverpool Plains
Well,
here,
we
aren't
do
you?
get a
Yeah.
lot of phone calls from up that way, yeah.
And what do they want?
Reception's not very good, so it's hard to tell, but a lot of them want to talk to Barnaby, Brian.
Barnaby Joyce?
Yep.
You're not suggesting that Barnaby Joyce
I'm not
is
suggesting
actually...
anything, Brian. If you want to talk to Barnaby Joyce, you get him in here and you ask him what he thinks.
But government ministers won't come on the show, and in Barnaby Joyce's case, he's been told he can't.
Yeah, why not? Why
Well,
won't they?
OK, we made a mistake. An error of judgment.
Okay,
we
what did you
accept
do?
that.
What did you do?
Well, look, we reported that Australia had lost the first Ashes test.
Oh, you did.
No, I know. It was a mistake.
Unbelievable.
We accept
Why
it
would
was a
you
mistake.
do? Why would anybody do that? That is a
all right,
grave
okay,
error
yes,
of judgment.
we accept
Brian,
that.
you want to have a good look at yourselves in this. Who do you think's funding this
Yeah,
organisation?
we
you want to
accept
have
this.
a very good look at yourselves.
accept
That is
this.
appalling.
OK, all right, OK.
Oh, grief, you won't be doing that again.
Well, we hope not. It depends on what happens at Lord's.
Heads
but
should
we-
roll,
we've-
Brian. Heads
Well,
should
they
roll.
have rolled, trust
Right,
me.
now, you've got a lot of rural programming. You're broadcasting to farmers. You're going to keep doing that?
Yeah, they're great. you
Why?
know. Well, because we've got a large audience out there who want to hear them.
So you're going to keep doing it?
Of course.
Well, I can't help you, Brian. If you're going to take that attitude, I cannot help you.
Thanks for your
You
time.
are beyond assistance. Just ignore that.
Who's that?
That'll be a farmer, bugger him.